If you love the 80s hit Silver Spoons, guess what? You're in luck. We have a Silver Spoons reunion live in our studio. We're going to catch up with the cast in just a moment. But first, let's take a walk down memory lane. Silver Spoons, one of the most popular shows of the 80s.
Does it have a name? Ricky something. Ricky Stratton? Right!
Ricky Schroeder played Ricky Stratton, who's reunited with his father, the rich but childish Edward Stratton III, played by Joel Higgins.
We got the mail through!
Erin Gray played Edward's beautiful and devoted secretary, Kate Summers, who would later become his wife. And Alfonso Ribeiro played Ricky's breakdancing best friend, Alfonso Spears.
Sally, this is Rick.
The show follows Ricky's life as he adjusts to unlimited wealth and toys, while at the same time navigating through his relatable and humorous teenage issues.
Dad, you're treating me like a child. I'm not a child. I'm not.
Filled with comedy, entertainment, family fun, but also thought-provoking issues.
I told him I couldn't because I was grounded.
I'm glad you did that.
Me too.
Blow on his thumb and reinstate himself.
The popular show was on the air for 5 seasons from 1982 to 1987. Today, it has a whole new legion of fans thanks to its popularity in syndication and on the internet. And here they are looking just as they did in 1987. Ricky Schroeder, Joel Higgins, Erin Gray, and Alfonso Ribeiro. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
In the pre-interviews you guys did with our producer, not one scandal, not one negative word about each other. You guys really seem to have a good time with this.
We did.
It was kind of a Pollyanna type of thing.
You do kind of describe this idyllic situation.
It was absolutely perfect. The best 5 years of my life. Loved them at the beginning, loved them at the end. Right. You know, you can't
Hard
say
to
that
believe, isn't it?
Yes.
We had her lobotomized.
And stayed in touch after the show went off the air, Rick?
We did. You know, we had some breaks of time,
Right.
but not because of any other reason than it was just life took you different directions. But, I mean, we worked hard together, and Joel taught us so much, and he was so funny, and his comedic timing was so great, and he taught so much to us. And then Alfonso joined us, and, well, I mean, what
He taught us how to
he became my best friend. He became my best friend, Alfonso.
But it does come out also when all of these three, Joel, talk about the show. They all say, you were the guy with the comedic acting chops.
Yes.
And they learned an enormous amount from you. It's very flattering.
That is very flattering, considering especially some of the people these guys have worked with. So it's kind of nice to hear that.
No,
but, you know, it's not very difficult when you work with people. I mean, Rick was a kid, but he was intrinsically a wonderful actor,
And
as
very
you know,
smart.
and really smart. And he listened, and she was a listener and responder. We all were, and we worked really hard to make the show work.
And Rick, you grew up in the spotlight. I mean, these are your teen years out on this national stage, and you seem to have grown up so normal. How did you do that?
So I have to say probably I was 20 when I met Andrea, my wife, and that just sort of, you know, I was a dad at 21, and so, you know, that kind of took me down a different direction, and sort of I had to grow up.
Tight family. I mean, Rick was very close to his family. They were always with him, and I think that was really important that he had that foundation, you know, in his life.
Alfonso, you started, I think, you did Broadway.
Yes.
Then you did that
amazing Tap Dance Kid.
Much talked about Pepsi commercial with Michael Jackson. Then came Silver Spoons. What was it like for you adapting to TV and to this group?
Well, I mean, for me, it was a completely different format. I mean, obviously, coming from stage, it was, you know, every night performing versus this is all day, and totally different timing. But they were wonderful to be able to come on. They absolutely taught me how to do that and how to be part of this great cast. And coming in year 3, I had already watched the show, so I was a fan of all of them before coming on, and so it was just exciting for me, you know, to come on and learn how to do it, and learn how to be funny on TV, which is a very different timing.
And he has the best mother. His mother's the same.
She's great.
And Erin, you were paid the ultimate compliment, which is you were brought on for kind of a minor part and then turned into a major part of the show.
It was interesting. Johnny Carson said, so you went from the secretary, the girlfriend, got married, and then you became CEO of the company. So basically, you slept your way to the top.
Thank goodness she was there. I'll tell you.
Which is a great segue, okay? Because here you are going through puberty. on national TV, and the story the story goes you developed a wild crush on Erin, and it was impossible to hide.
Well, she got into yoga. It wasn't fair. She would stretch on stage.
And Erin, was it real subtle?
Tennis. And tennis. We played tennis, remember?
Yeah, it's
tennis skirts.
Yeah.
Didn't you go up to her one day and ask her for a kiss?
This is his stepmother.
He begged you for a kiss one day.
He did beg me, and at first I was going, oh sure, why not? And then I suddenly went, whoa, wait a minute, I've been your mother for 4 years. At this point, I went, this somehow doesn't feel right.
I would like to retract what I said about you being normal, because you're still talking about the tennis outfits and the yoga.
Well, that's puberty. You can't change that.
Very formative.
Yeah, but
that's all he's got. He got married at 20. He's got to remember these
memories.
things.
Yeah, exactly.
Joel, what did this show do for you as an actor?
Boy, that's an interesting question. I would say that number one, it gave me a little bit of financial independence, which is a good thing to have after 5 years of a series. I think two, learning that ensemble work is the most satisfying work, and I don't think any of the people. One of the reasons we're all still close and still liked each other and had such a good time is there were no egos involved. Yeah. Nobody was a diva. Nobody. I mean, if anybody had a right to be, it was Rick, and he never was.
Let me take a second. You've got a new reality show that you're working on, Starting Strong.
Yes.
With the U.S. Army.
Yes, it's a behind-the-scenes look. I'm very proud of this project because I've been working very hard, Matt and Savannah, on this. It's a behind-the-scenes look at what it means to be in the United States Army and do a specific job. And at the end of that week, there's some clips of it. At the end of the week, the civilian decides to enlist or not. And it's a way that I can help serve my country.
We'll look for that. Guys, it's great to be with you. I guess we'll save the Carlton dance for another time. We're back
it's a little English trip.
We're back
you guys look great. Thanks for
having us.
Thanks for having us.